It's time that we made digital space just a little bit friendlier. Hey everybody, David Paskin here, your Torah tech guy. I'm here to share with you some great tech for your great Torah. And today I wanted to talk for just a moment about how we can make digital space a little friendlier. We know that people will only engage with us in digital space, really in any space, if we cater to their needs, if we take care of them, if we show them that they matter. And so we can do that in a lot of different ways. Of course, through engaging content, through conversation, through building community, but there are also some very technical things that we can do, very simple technical things that we can do to make digital space a little bit friendlier, to make it a little easier to access, a little more welcoming to those people that we want to bring in. And I want to share with you 5 different suggestions right now about how you can make your digital space that you're creating for your church, your synagogue, your mosque, your community, whatever, just a little more friendly. The first one is, to have clear and simple navigation. So that is to say, if you have a website, you need to pay attention to how people get around your website. How do they find what they're looking for? Now, I will admit that I have not mastered this. I am always trying to tweak my navigation to make it easier to find the things that people are looking for, and to make it more obvious where you can find things. And I think I've done a pretty good job on some of the sites that I manage. I definitely could do better. But paying attention to when people visit your website, how are they going to find what they're looking for? How easy is it to navigate? Do you have pages nested under the right subpages and so on and so forth, right? Can you create pathways for people to find what they're looking for more easily, more quickly, and in a little friendlier way? And let me just say hello to my good friend from the Family Cyber Clinic. It's fantastic to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you here. All right, so the first one is making your site, the navigation on your site, easy to make your way around. The second thing, which is even more important, is to make sure that your website, your content, whatever you're sharing, is mobile friendly. Now, that's not a big deal for you on YouTube because everything on YouTube is mobile friendly. But especially if you have a website, the vast majority of people, the vast majority of the time are going to access your site on a mobile device. Now, I'm a desktop kind of guy. I really don't like doing things on my phone. I much prefer to be in front of my computer. I am absolutely in the minority. And so when you're building something, whether it's a worksheet or slides or a website or anything at all, begin with the assumption that people are going to access it on mobile and optimize for that experience. Always optimize for mobile, especially if it's your church or your synagogue's website. Make sure that you know how to not just make it look good on desktop, but also on mobile. And again, easy to find things, easy to access. Your navigation, it won't change, but the way that people access your navigation will change when they're on mobile. So do you know how that works? Do you know the flow of navigation? And is it still easy and seamless for people to make their way through your content? All right, the third idea is about links. Creating easy to remember, simple links. Here's a great example of a non-simple link. A Google Doc. A Google Doc is a long, it's like a CVS receipt. It's a long string, that's for my American friends. It's a long string of numbers and digits that no one is ever going to remember. If I wanted to tell you to go visit this Google Doc, you'd never remember it. But if I create a short link, like TorahTechGuy.com / information, or / spreadsheet, or / this, or / that, I can tell you, go here, and you'll see it. And I can link from that easy to remember link, website, or URL, I should say, to the more complex website. There are lots of URL generator shorteners, right? There's Bitly, there's Google, goo.le, I think is one. There are lots of them out there that will do this for you, but even those, they're not as easy to remember. If you have a brand, say Temple Sinai, right? And your website is templesinai.org or templesinai.com or whatever it is, you can create links to other domains, to other places, to spreadsheets, to your YouTube channel, to anywhere that'll be easy for people to remember. So by way of example, TorahTechEye.com brings you to my website. TorahTechEye.tv brings you right to my YouTube channel. TorahTechEye.com / just about anything will take you there. /gear, /application, /help, /thank you. All those easy to remember links. The whole idea is that if I say it to someone, if I see someone on the street and I say, hey, go visit whatever, it's something they'll be able to remember. It's simple enough, and then they'll be able to navigate there without too much of a problem. So good navigation, mobile friendly, easy to remember links. Next, QR codes. Don't do this one, by the way. This isn't a real QR code. It's just an image. I have no idea if this actually goes anywhere. It's just an image of a QR code. QR codes, for those of you who don't know, you take your phone, you open up the camera. Almost all smartphones that are somewhat modern do this now. You hold up your phone, you point your camera at the QR code, and it will pop up for you the website that QR code is pointing to. This is fantastic if you want people to do something and you know they're going to be coming into your building, right? Generate a QR code that will send them directly to wherever you want them to go. Whether that's to your website, or if you're doing a fundraiser, or to the link to a particular service that you're putting out, or some educational information, you can put QR codes anywhere. You can print them out. You can put them on screen in your YouTube videos. So if you are streaming your services and you want people to go visit a specific place, in addition to putting that link in the description of your video, you can put a QR code right up onto the screen. In fact, if you're having an in-person experience, an on-site experience, and you have a screen, you could put a big QR code up on that screen. Everybody in the room can scan it, and they can all be able to chat, ask questions, and engage with one another together digitally. So QR codes can be very, very powerful, and I want to encourage you to take a look at those. Finally, I was going to call this one Venmo, but there's a bigger thing. And that is, use what people know. If you want them to have as the least amount of friction as possible when engaging with whatever you're offering them, you have to present it to them in ways that they are already familiar with tools and apps and sites that they already know and use. So by way of example, this is why Venmo came up for me. Lots of synagogues use a website like ShulCloud or other places to process payments, to take donations, to process payments. A lot of parents nowadays, young parents, use Venmo to move cash around. They use Venmo to pay for things. If your synagogue doesn't have a Venmo or a PayPal or whatever it is, not Cash App, but Venmo or PayPal or one of those types of services, and find out what your congregants are using. Don't just pick one. Find out what they're using and then sign up for that and use that. And if someone needs to pay for a snack because you're doing a snack bar at religious school pickup or drop off, just have a QR code out there that people can scan. It'll open up their Venmo app and they can immediately pay you. You don't have to deal with cash. You don't have to send them to a website. You don't have to do anything. Find the apps and the tools that your congregants are using already and tap into those and use those, whether that's Venmo, whether it's, if your congregants are big into texting. I'm doing a fundraising thing right now, and I'm using something called givelively.org, which allows me to create a text message. So if you text a certain code that I came up with to a certain number, it will immediately send them to make a donation. Texting is a fantastic tool. And if all of your congregants, if all of your students, if all of your people are using text already, which we all are, Let's use what people are already using. Let's tap into that. The things that they already know, the tools that they already use, let's tap into those and use those to engage them even more easily than we might have otherwise. So the 5 tips that I've got for you. Navigation. Pay attention to the navigation of your website or your YouTube or your Facebook, wherever. Make sure that people can find what they're looking for. Second, always make sure that the content that you're putting out there is mobile optimized, because that's where 80 to 90% of the people, if not more, are going to consume it. Third, have short, catchy, memorable links that you can give to people so they can remember where to go and they don't have to worry about writing something down. Fourth, even better than that, is use QR codes. Use QR codes so that people can scan it and it takes them right there. And fifth, use the tools that people are already using to allow them to participate and engage in your community and the life that you are creating through that community. Robert is back again. It's good to see you, Robert. I'd add one more feature that is present on your website, aesthetics. Yeah. Here's the thing about aesthetics, Robert. So a couple thoughts, actually. One is everyone's aesthetic is different. So what I like to see, other people may not like, and what you like, what may not be what I like. So it's subjective. That's number one. But the second thing, which I don't think is subjective, and I learn it every time I create a site over again, is simple is always better. I very often, when I have an idea, the way ideas percolate for me is I build a website. That's what I do. When I say build, by the way, what I mean is I use Wix to create a website. I'm not coding anything. But when I build a website, because I'm a visual learner, it helps me visualize and sort of lay things out. And inevitably, every single time I've done that, my sites have started off very complex with lots of navigation, lots of multiple pages nested one under the other. And over time, every single site I've built has been thinned out and simplified and just made, I think, more aesthetically pleasing, but also the simplicity of it has really mattered. It's really allowed people, I think, to find things more easily. I wonder if I could show you. Let me see if I can bring up here. See, I can't really show you examples because I don't really keep old examples of things. Let me see here if I can. So this is TorahTechGuy.com. So this is my site right now. And this itself has gone through a whole bunch of different changes. I tried to simplify it by just giving here the main 6 things. This is kind of what I want you all to pay attention to. See, this is a problem. This is not aesthetically very pleasing. I have to fix that. It's too low to the bottom. I also wanted to make sure that you could always do the most important things on every page. So at the bottom of every page, there's contact, there's how to schedule a time with me, there's how to follow me, and things like that. Even within this, though, I have to say, I appreciate the comment that it's aesthetically pleasing. I try and keep it, I'm trying to keep things as simple as I possibly can. This is a good example, actually. I had a lot of apps that I wanted to share. And so one of the things that I've done is, instead of using text, I've just put the logos up here, and then people can click on it and it will take them to that way. Or actually, I believe it'll tell them a little bit about it. I know it takes them to that website. So yes, aesthetics are important, pleasant, friendly, welcoming, good to look at. And for me, again, something that I'm always learning is simplicity. Simplicity is always important. So 6 tips, thanks to Robert, and thank you, Family Cyber Clinic, for being here, and thank you to all of you. For those of you who are marking it, I hope that you have a wonderful Yom HaTzmaut, which is Israel's 75th birthday, which begins tonight. Happy birthday, Israel. I'm going to be celebrating at the Omer Adam concert with my wife, because today's her birthday. So happy birthday, Heather. She shares her birthday with Israel this year. So I hope you'll have a fantastic rest of the day. And hey, by the way, if you want to check out the website that Robert was talking about that I just showed, torah.com, go visit it. That's it. Bye, guys. See you later.